Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. I have some announcements to make, okay? Some big announcements. So, Teldor, who's been a great ally, so, earlier he said, I do feel a little bit better knowing that we're heading into a shitstorm. We at least have an administrator pack leader as knowledgeable as Rita. And no, I'm not a brown nosing. Brown noser, just keeping it real. Well, let me just turn my volume down. I actually was using my tablet, which I have to charge, with a broken screen again. I spent 4 hours and like 15 minutes talking to a friend, and battery went dead. So we were conversing. So, first of all, I want to explain tonight's topic. Okay. So, it goes like this. Comments are like this. Well, my fellow preppers, if you're prepping good, if you're not prepping bad. According to my sources, the United States is expecting a black swan event that's going to totally change our way of life. All I can say is continue to heed Rita's warnings to prep. The proof's in the pudding. Call me a brown-nosing troll backwards bastard. I don't give two shits about that. All I want you to do is continue to prep. Rita keeps laying it out for your subordinates. Tough love will jumpstart their ass in motion. Keep up the awesome job. Well, first of all, thank you, Teldor. Secondly, what does that mean exactly? It means the black swan. Right? I had to Google it. I'll give you what the black swan information is. Okay, black swan event. It's an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation has potentially severe consequences or severe consequences enough to change history. A black swan is an extremely rare event with severe consequences. It cannot be predicted beforehand, though after the fact many falsely claim it should have been predictable. For example, people are predicting nuclear war. No. Black swan events can cause catastrophic damage to an economy, negatively impacting markets and investments, and even the use of robust modeling can prevent a black swan event. Reliance on standard or forecasting tools can both fail to predict and potentially increase vulnerability to black swans by propagating risk and offering false security. Term was populated by the book The Black Swan by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Now, Taleb wrote about the Black Swan event in 2007 prior to the 2008 financial. Taleb describes the black swan as so rare that even possibility it might occur is unknown. Has a catastrophic impact when it does occur. It is explained in hindsight as if it were actually predictable. Black swan is the financial crisis, right? The dot-com bubble of 2001. Black swan event in the stock market as the stock market is often market crash that exceeds 6 standard deviations, making it extremely rare from a probabilistic standpoint. Some have argued that stock prices are fat-tailed and that such events are in reality more frequent than statistics would let on. A black swan is considered to be rare since most swans are white. In fact, the story goes the black swans were thought once not to exist, but one was discovered. The lesson is that what think are very rare events may be more common than previously thought. A gray swan event is an outlier, but which is more probable than a black swan. As a result, people can better prepare for and hedge against a gray swan than a black swan. So, what does it mean? Well, it means the banking collapse. It means a banking collapse. Yeah. That's the only thing that we've been talking about. It will change the history. There's only two things that can change our history. Three things, right? One is a total complete darkness and blackout of our entire power grid and internet. Very rare. Two, nuclear war. Very ultra rare. And three, the stock market. Now, I've been watching the stock market. It's going up 100 points here, but soon it's going to go. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because too many people are overinflating the stock market. You know, you got so many people and winning billions in the stock and the stuff they're putting in the stock market. And the stock market's getting bigger and bigger, but it doesn't matter because everyone is going to lose in the long run. Everyone. Think about it. When Teldor said a black swan event, I had to look it up. You see, continued readers are going to change the way, change our way of life. That means one is, as me and Zoe were talking about, people are buying everything on credit. Companies can't sustain itself if everyone's buying on credit. You owe the banks, but the banks collapse, or the banks have a collapse of the system. You're vulnerable. Even though there's no banks, they still might want to foreclose your house or your farm, like in the 1929s. Watch the video on the stock markets on the 1929 crash in YouTube. Thing is I've been trying to educate people about stock market crash. And by the way, stock market crash is a big deal because think about this. For all of you out there, the stock market crashes, you, the people, are the ones that lose. I lose. Higgins loses. Pee Wee loses. Fanny loses. We might be preppers, but we all lose. And our way of life would change. That would mean we would have to live really in survival mode. Now, nuclear war happens, about 95% of the population would be devastated, gone, wiped out, dying of radiation poisoning. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But talking to Zoe, she realized tonight that if the stock market crashes in the United States, that does a global depression. That would mean, which could happen if supposedly Congress doesn't get their head out of their ass, their little peckerwoods, and literally doesn't raise the debt ceiling. They want to cut everything they can, right? But if you read between the lines from 1929 and now, they say from FDR to now, banking regulations have been deregulated, so there's more damage. Look at the dot-com bubble. Look at the 2008 financial crisis. Look at how we had to bail out banks in Detroit. I mean, think about it. I mean, that is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, the tip of the iceberg. And it's scary. It's scary as no scary can be, you know. Why? Because when he was talking about Black Swan, right? I had to do some research in the Black Swan, and this is why I encourage you all. Before it gets too late, order your canned goods, your dry goods on Amazon, Target, Walmart, they ship. Fred Meyer's, Kroger, QFC, that's what I was thinking the other day, Fry's, Riley's, whatever, Safeway, Albertsons. Get your fucking food and start prepping. Don't wait till your bank shuts down and you can't access your money to buy anything. Because when that happens, You shitbirds are too late. And yes, I did look up the word shitbird. Let me continue with the comments. The black swans means banking collapse. And the United States ain't the superpower. And if the United States defaults on its loan in June and we don't raise the debt ceiling, stock market will crash. Not to mention, the Federal Reserve is so pissed off that the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates. That's another thing that caused the 1929 crash was interest rates. See, this is right here. The fact of the matter is we have major shit hit the fan about to blow up in Eastern Europe. I keep you shitbirds posted as my intel comes in. Yeah. And you know what? The intel is the black swan event, which means banking collapse, banking crash. How do I know this? Well, right here, I'll give you guys the link. Higgins, of course, was more worried about me watching a video on infrastructure. Infrastructure. There's nothing. He also emailed me about Social Security. Oh, we lost a year of our Social Security investments in our trust fund because we had to do the COLA. Let me just tell you, everyone, the government doesn't want Social Security. They want that program scrubbed. So if they can deplete it as fast as possible, they will. Trust me, that's what they want. And that means they can scrub Medicare, they can scrub Medicaid, they can scrub the New Deal. They can scrub it all. The truth's in the pudding, people. That's the truth. The truth's in the pudding. So, sometimes I say, well, we're monitoring natural disasters. We are. But like I said, unless something catastrophe comes to the world, people email me and say, what are we prepping for? Well, we're prepping for 3 major situations. Either civil war, highly unlikely if the country goes broke. You can't finance civil war. 2, World War III, which means food rationing and your sons and daughters and granddaughters and grandsons all go off to war. Hell, they could even say Chloe might be mentally ill, but they could put her in the draft because she's still draftable age up to like 50. Same with me if they wanted to. But my point is the black swan event is a banking collapse. And that is something that's scary because Chloe and I were just talking about the banking collapse the other day. And it's not good. For you people, it's not good. So, the black swan event that's going to totally change our way. And not to mention the World Economic Forum's in play. So, it's probably 8, 9 in the morning? No, 5 or 6 in the morning Switzerland time. So, I'm not going to basically be like all these preppers prepping and talking about the World Economic Forum. I'm talking right now about what's coming down the pipe, and that is not good. What's coming down the pipe is worse than if you don't. So, my thing is, just needs a charge. Keep prepping, people. Because it ain't going to get any better. It's going to get worse. And if it gets worse, we're all screwed. Yeah. See, Tildor did it as subtly that I had to figure it out. I'm not going to sit on my ass and as an administrator, leader, and basically ask, what is it? World War III? No. If that's rare, That's rare as rare can be. What is it? Black Swan event. Banking collapse. Yeah. So, no offense, people are hearing me toot, but you fellow preppers need to keep prepping. Pee Wee's doing it. I'm doing it. Zoe's taking advice. She's doing it. Higgins is doing it. I'm doing it. We're all doing it. Chloe's not doing it, but Chloe's going to realize she better get her act together because the one that's going to go hungry is Chloe if she doesn't get her act together. But if you read between the lines, it's a banking. Yeah.
So you want me to get you 2 cans?
Yeah.
All right.
Look, you need a pinch? Probably need a pinch, don't you?
Wondering. So you had a can and a half. Now you're down to barely a can. You have to go and run and get you some dip so you can have dip in the morning.
Yeah. So, anyways, for you preppers out there, like you said.
I gotta go run out there and get your dip before store closes.
Anyways, thank you. Anyways, like I said, to you people out there,
Go out there and get.
You need to keep prepping. Chloe needs.
And if they don't have school cherry, what do I get you? Just Grizzly something?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I think they have the cherry in. I would hope they do.
They do. They should. They had it last time. Gassy as hell.
So am I.
That's why I've been in there the whole time. I don't want to gas you out.
Yeah, her gas is pretty bad. Gas attack. Anyways, so for some of you out there, like I said, you guys need to keep on prepping because as I told Zoe, what we need to talk about right now for a couple minutes is this, okay? The ramifications are too high because once this Black Swan event happens, banks are going to freeze everything. You ain't going to be getting it.
That's all I'm getting too. Not getting anything else.
And because the Black Swan event happens, banks are going to freeze. You won't get your money. No Social Security, no food stamps, nothing. Federal Reserve will be in overtime. President and his cronies are going to be in overtime. Congress is going to be in overtime. That means all money will cease to Ukraine. All money will cease for aid. All money will cease to everything. And we will be in bread lines. I will be. Well, not me until I run out of food. Zoe would be. Gee, right. That's why you need to stretch it out and make things last. Because when that happens, you ain't getting any money. And that is why I was telling Zoe tonight something very important that you preppers need to hear. Because I told Zoe as I was getting off the phone, I said to her, I got to get a video made because this is important. By the way, people, let me give you a little bit of advice with prepping. Only drink your bottled water when you need to. As long as you got a water purification or your water is clean, drink your water from your faucet. 2, you might want to get used to water because a lot of things will stop during a Black Swan event. You won't be seeing many things produced. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, Code Red, Sunkist, Sprite. Sodas will be no more. Yeah. That includes me and Teldor enjoying our beer, they won't be making that either because they won't have the grain to make it. Every country, it'll be for themselves. Every country. Where we're importing our grain, we won't be getting any grain. We'll be a third world country, worse than Venezuela. The only thing we'd be offering the world to survive, maybe, and it'd be for the big corporate bigwigs, is our oil if we did unload it. But no, we would be literally crippled. And our credit would be no good, and we could not buy anything from anyone, including but not limited to a banking reset, which means new currency, which means they could track everything purchased. Why would they do that? Well, let's see. Let's see what Teldor has to say. In one of his comments earlier, Teldor says, going to take out their money banks won't let you. Yeah, affects everything. Credit cards, gift cards, social security payments, food stamps, etc. So heed the warning, my beautiful friends, and prep like your ass depends on it. You think I'm wrong? Just ask Rita. She knows what's coming down the pipe. Yes, I do. Next one. Backing, you keep it real. Okay, this one right here. Prepping seriously. I was flustered not being able to find journals. I'm serious when I say things are getting bad. Oh, yeah, I know. Look at the chocolate milk thing. Call it supply chain issue, whatever the hell you want. My wife sent me for eggs, $6.75. Crazy. No food, no pet food. People are financing meat. Glad I shot 2 deers this fall or I'd be fucked. Well, think about it right there. Financing meat. People are using their credit cards to buy meat. Yeah, think about it. Buying meat. Yeah, think about it. People sit there. So here's another tip I want to give you guys. Okay, a big tip. A lot of people put their money in the stock market. Don't. Stock market is too volatile. If you have money in the stock market or portfolios, pull it. What you want to invest in is gold eagles, if you can afford it. Gold eagles. The gold eagles or silver eagles. Silver eagles are cheaper. Having silver and gold on hand will save you a lot of time and effort than putting your money into something that you might not be able to use. Yeah. Well, a lot of people are financing Christmas and meats and presents and everything. They don't see what's coming down the pipe. And that's why, I was talking to Zoe tonight and others about gold and silver. Zoe was making a joke with me on something personal, and I said, "Oh, you have money in the stock market, pull it, put it in gold and silver." She listened to what I had to say because I'm not shitting around here. That is going to be one of your security safety nets. You get a safe, you fill it with gold and silver eagles. You'll be a lot more protected than the people that go out. The second thing I would invest in besides gold and silver, if you have the money, is not silver certificates or gold certificates. That's just worthless paper. You want physical gold and silver coins. You can buy it at JM Bullion, get the gold and silver coins. The tax man does not require you to have taxes on gold and silver coins, only gold and silver bars. So if you have bars, the tax man wants to know every year about gold and silver bars. Gold and silver bars are a good investment, but you have to claim it on your taxes every year. So to me, gold and silver coins is the way to go. Now, I don't know what Teldor will tell you about that, but I'm telling you exactly what you need to do for a prepper, okay? This is big news coming down the wind, okay? The next thing you need to do is, and I'm going to get it again for you guys, is the prepping list. Okay, the preppers list. I made the preppers list. You right click on it on your mouse, go into the items you want to buy, and then add it to your cart. Don't just sit in the preppers list and then add everything you want in the preppers list for yourself. From the list I made, it says add to cart. Don't, because that'll go directly to me And I don't think you guys can afford to send me anything. You just need to heed my warning, okay? Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, but Rita, you're you, you know um it's uh if you buy me stuff, don't. I may joke and joke about gift cards, but the truth is, right now, here's the Amazon preppers list. Right click on it and get it done, because frankly, you're going to need as much money as you can to get things in order. Now, a lot of people say, well, half this crap is for natural disasters. Maybe. But your main facts are this, truly, all right? In the preppers list, there's everything from toothpaste to toothbrushes to shaving cream to razors to journals to anything that you can use, okay? Now, a lot of you people are looking at the overall and saying, well, some of the stuff's useless to me. Well, then don't buy the useless stuff. Your main thing is gold and silver if you can afford it. Another thing is, as Teldor said, get off your ass, start prepping, get your canned goods. You want as many canned goods as possible. Don't worry about the expiration date. There is some food stuff in the preppers list, like rice, that will last 5 to 7 years or more. You want your rice, your beans in the big pails. You want to skip soda. A lot of people say, oh, but I can't live without soda. Start learning to drink water, okay? Water is going to be your favorite beverage when SHC. And if you can, stockpile coffee. Coffee doesn't usually expire, okay? It might have a little weird aftertaste after several years, but it won't expire. You can drink coffee, so get your caffeine. Buy your tea bags. Buy your buy your stuff that you use every day, your bread makings, your flour, your food. So gold and silver, your food. Everything else that you think you need for your prepping, buy it. Go over your preps, make a spreadsheet. You can get LibreOffice for free. They give you a free Office Works package for free. Download it and use it. Start putting together everything you have and figure out what you need. A lot of people say, "Oh, but what's with the the butane or the Coleman fuel or the lanterns or the whatever?" Right? Let me just tell you, okay? Some of these items you might think are useless, but prepping batteries to put in your LED lamp and having extra lanterns will come in handy, because not only are you prepping for your food and you got your little butane stove or your Coleman stove or your Sterno stove, but you won't have to worry if you have the window cracked to let the carbon monoxide out, because I'll tell you another trick of prepping, okay? If Teldor gave me the right information, which more likely he did, then this is what's really going to happen, okay? The Black Swan event is a market crash, which means when a market crash happens, banks will freeze your money. It won't just be my money for Social Security. It's going to be Teldor's money, Pee Wee's money, Fanny's money, Higgins' money, Higgins' mom and dad's money, Higgins' dad's money, stepdad's money, Zoe's money. If you are preppers and true prepping for all situations, you got to take this into account. Watch, let me find that movie for you. I'll give you the link to that real quick, okay? Watch The Crash of 1929, right? And watch these movies of the Great Depression. Because Here. I think this is it. Let me look. Right. Yeah, that is. And then, right. And then this one. Hold on. What is these? These are documentaries of the Great Depression. And these other ones are about the Great Depression. And you see, if you don't educate yourself about the Great Depression, what do you get? I'll tell you what you get. You get someone who thinks the banking system will fix it. They'll lock the doors. They won't give you any money. They won't give you food. You'll be in bread lines. The government won't have anything to give you. You will be suffering. You might even die. But guess what? This is why I keep telling you to prep. Why? Because deep down, let me tell you what the Great Depression does once the banking system collapses. It's going to be a run. People are going to break into stores. Police officers are going to use their guns. They're going to harm you because of it. You stay in your home, prepped, doors locked, armed. You go out. If you have a dog, one person has the walkie, the other person listens to make sure you're safe. As soon as you get the dog walked back in, lock the door, protect yourself. 2, you have your gold and silver. You are a little more cushioned than most, but you don't spend it foolishly. 3, because of it, they're going to basically put signs everywhere that they might take your fiat cash. So always have cash on hand too, in case that's the other cash. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. You want more? Okay, I'll tell you more. The next is, without money, you're going to be living worse than your grandparents were in the Great Depression. No financing. No Pepsi and Cola. Drug dealers are going to basically be pissed because they can't sell their dope. Dispensaries will be out of business for some of you potheads. Well, illegal drugs will be hard. No booze. The boozers will be basically on the wagon. Some of them will kill themselves, more likely. But it gets worse. Without money, watch the documentaries. One lady, I'm going to tell you a morbid story. One lady in the Great Depression told this guy who was telling the story that he came to shut off a woman's gas to cook. She says, "Can you wait? I'm cooking my kid's supper." You know how bad it was during the Great Depression? Some of these people were eating the family dog or cat to have sustenance. Think about it. They turned her gas off. She was eating the family pet. Hi. You weren't moving. I was sleeping on this one. Next is no gas. Next, no gas. No electricity. No cooking. Think about it. Then eventually they turn the management company who runs apartments like this. You're evicted. You're homeless because you have your food, but you don't have electricity. You don't have gas. You don't have water. You don't have anything. All of America will suffer. New land of no milk and honey. Your credit's no good. You're evicted. Companies shut the doors because the banks are closed. They might be resetting the currency, but in the meantime, how do you survive? How do you live? What do you eat? So I encourage you all to prep like your life depends on it. That's all I got to say. Think about it. Watch those documentaries. That's your homework assignment for tonight. Class dismissed. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification. Leave the comments nice is all we ask. Thank you, everyone, and God bless you in everything you do. I look forward to seeing Teldor's comment in the morning. Thank you. Class dismissed.